His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the whack and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commenced the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coleman today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Ever. Never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
This government assigned security to the former president house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president house. This government assigned security to the former president house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president house. This assigned security to the former president house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. No of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. We know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. A bad person, George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
Sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
Sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. We know of.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Of other issues that we know of, this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. We know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example. If a former president, the police should go there to verify. Let them come out and say, it is not party chairman house. It is not speaker house. It's not NSA director house. It is the house of the man who was just the chief executive of the country. It is the house of the man who was just president of the Republic of Liberia. We are talking about someone who held the mantle of the country. That's the person we are talking about here.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because their SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much
important. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
To God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, the God who keeps watch over us day and night and kept watch over us last night and has set us into this day and afternoon to get his society better, irrespective of who involved, how, why, but we must. Yes. So we are. Thank you all for coming on. I appreciate the presence of all of you great people. Yes. Let's acknowledge few of you. Not all. The protocol is so very long. Thank you all for coming on. Willem K. Sumawulu, you are on from New York, Staten Island. Hope that you are good. Good to have you on. My dear beloved sister, Orita Sunday Choir, you are on too. Hope you are faring well. Good to have you on. Morris V. Sambolite Senior, Stephen Fowler, Central Morovia, Edwin Thier, Matari, Newport Junior High School, Papi Soses Keita, Dupont Road, Nevet Pevet, Matthew Choloplay, USA, Heron Tito Jr., Caldwell, Abigail Chismon, O'Rourke, Asata Miller, Red Light, Alfred Dole, Morovia, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie Community, Congo Town, Wea, New Crew Town, Claudia DePaul, Sis Lou Blackmore, David Greaves, Stanley Boso, Brilila Warrens, Delaware, USA, Philip Nangbe, Dallas, Texas, Willits Taylor, Caldwell, Louisiana District 1, Montserrat County, Clady Addison, Delaware, USA, Lawrence Span, Robertsfield Highway, Aweli T. Sadie, Gate Do Community, Jeff Comonter, Emmanuel Braun, USA, Stephen Yakade, Cotton Tree, District 2, Lower Magabe County, Nathan M. Blair, Spain. We've got Real Madrid on Sunday at 3:15 Liberian time. Elizabeth A. Thomas, Waterside, Emmanuel Quia, David Dane Town, Bon County, Monimba Jogba, Gardnersville Supermarket, Silver, Washington, Brove City, Esther Dix, Brove City, Parker Corner, Boacal Zoldua, Mecklin Street, Waterside, Otello King, Claratown, Ansu Fambula, New York City, Darlington, Sippy, New Jersey, USA, Venetia's Bar Jr., New Cretan, Claudia DePaul, Jeremiah Labla, FDA Community, Woki Davis, Masaray, Abdullah JJY Community, Patience Wisner, Lynch Street, Morovia, Usman Saul, Gale Street, your business center, Joan Momolu, your business center, Gale Street, Josephus Manen, New York City, the city that never sleeps. Good. Patricia Zia from your office, William Huff, Minnesota, USA, Gabriel Lawson, Iron Factory, Broad Street, your business center. Man CDC Pekin, Ibrahim Kurman, Keke Kings 88.5 is all over the Keke. Good to see you. We've got Real Madrid on Sunday at 3:15. Jackson C. Punin, Iron Factory, Block C Community Member, Block Titan, the chairman himself. Yes, the chairman himself, Roman Rico. Latupan or Cannibal for short, Rico, the melting pot chairman, the chairman for life, the reference chairman, the chairman that you always want to be in his presence. Yes, the chairman is on, never misses out on any one of the shows. He starts from Let's Talk About It to Real Talk and close the evening with Face the Issues. Good to have you on, and thank you for being so loyal and faithful to the Cards and Kings 88.5 Chairman Roman Rico or Kenny Boy. How you all doing, people? You're doing good? Right. That's good. Hope that you had a wonderful time over the night as we had God protected us and stay protecting us. We've got a couple of things on our plate. This society is getting better by the day, but we will also highlight the bad. And they say Rome wasn't built in one day's time. Yes. Your Real Madrid people, you people were happy. You don't wish evil. That's the same thing suffering Unity Party people. They're wishing death for George. We are wishing evil, wishing all kind of bad thing. Because just as you heard that clip play, they are doing everything to get George Weah out of the way so that we'll have a free ride. They know they cannot, under any circumstance or circumstances, win 2029. So the person who poses a threat to them, they do everything which they are doing to get him out of the way. That is Unity Party strategy. Unfortunately, it can't happen because Weah is available for 2029. That contest, that match, Weah is available. They try to injure him. politically so that he will not be available, but he is available. Likewise, Real Madrid, the guys return in time. You people were hoping evil for Barcelona players. I am pleased to inform you that Rafinha is fully fit, 100%, started training over the days, got today to train tomorrow and Saturday. So he's available. Yes, he's available. You saw Femi return. So you people were hoping the people will beat you again. Now your Madrid team, you go play small nothing, you're shining all over the place. And you say they gave the people 2 red cards. 2 red cards, you struggle. Referee got to help you before you score. Against Juve again. But Juve said, you sat down over there, you had all the opportunities. Yeah, Madrid can play for. Look at that game. Look at that game. They struggle to beat Juve. Every time Barcelona met Juve, it was a walk in the park. They are making Beamer. Yeah, the bagger waiting for the bagger. This time, we bagger fans, we can make noise. You say we noisy people. Yeah, you say bagger people, they jealous editions, they noisy. So yeah, we agree. We take it as a compliment. We demonstrate our noise on the field. Last season, you people were shouting all over the place. 5 times, 5 meetings, Barcelona beat you people. You're ready again with the noise. Oh, we're ready for Barca. Our team, that Madrid team. Carlo Ancelotti, the team that Carlo Ancelotti had and the system were far better. You also had to get Barcelona hot, and then that water running down the hill team called Madrid under Xabi Alonso. It's good. You can play tiki-taka football. And now he's teaching you can with tiki-taka football. You think Zidane didn't know what he was doing? Why you gave back a hard time when Zidane was the coach? Because Zidane knew Barcelona. So his strategies worked. He didn't play open game throughout. Carlo Ancelotti came. He looked at it. He said, no, if we play open game with these people, they can hold the ball. They know how to give killer passes. They are good at set pieces. So let us not open too much. Stay there. Xabi Alonso he playing free flow football. You're going to put that kind of play in front of people and then get your 5 to 6. Xabi Alonso will be sacked before the season ends. The return of Rafinha. Real Madrid people, yeah. The return of Rafinha. So the attack set. All right. So let's get started with what we've got. As usual, we out of Liberia briefly. Nana Konadu Adjema, Ghana's former first lady, from 1981 to 2000, has passed away at the age of 77. According to local media reports, she died on Thursday, October 23rd, which is today, in Accra, Ghana. She was the wife of the late President Jerry John Rawlings, Ghana's first leader under the Fourth Republic, who died in November 2020. In 2016, Nana Konadu made history as the first former first lady to run for president in Ghana after breaking away from her husband's party to form her own party. Malawi's new president, Peter Mutharika, has announced that no unprocessed mineral resources will be allowed to leave the country. The move is part of a broader strategy to stimulate industrial growth and minimize the value of Malawi's natural resources. With abundant deposits of bauxite, uranium, and graphite, Malawi stands to earn an estimated $500 million annually by developing its mineral sector before exporting. The government is currently investing in key mining sites, including the rutile deposits in Kasia, Lilongwe, and rare earth elements in Kangude and Balakai. The same Boakai tried to deal with, he issued executive order, but you got nothing, absolutely nothing. You can issue. Some of the people that praise him, praise the executive order. Where is it? It gone to bed. You don't just issue executive order because you are president or your advisors come and tell you to issue executive order. Issue executive order on the processing of raw materials, the same thing, that it will not get out. You don't get anything. You are completely dry. You don't get it. Those countries that issues executive order, they know what they have. Cameroon's Constitutional Council has postponed the declaration of results from the 2025 presidential elections to Monday next week, October 27, instead of the previously announced October 23rd today. It comes amid rising tension and claims by opposition candidate Isai Chiroman Bakari that he won the elections. On Wednesday, the country's election body dismissed 8 petitions citing insufficient evidence of irregularities and lack of jurisdiction to annul the results. However, opposition Chiroma has urged Cameroonians to protest what he termed the falsified and distorted results if declared in favor of 92 years old can hardly walk, can hardly talk, Paul Biya. Lastly, Aliko Dangote, the richest person in Africa, says he intends to sell 5 to 10% of shares in his oil refinery in Nigeria. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery stake will be sold on the Nigerian Stock Exchange within the next year. Dangote also revealed that the shares could increase depending on investor demand and market conditions. The 20 billion refinery is seeking to ramp up its production capacity from 650,000 barrels per day to 700,000 by the end of 2025. Those guys out of or around us are making progress. Why the government here is going after political opponents, hateful, deadly, wicked. Those are the developments unfolding out of Liberia. Well, let's get to development here. Back at the Liberian Senate, yesterday, I questioned the agreement or arrangement announced by the pro tem of the Liberian Senate, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, because I sense a fishy stuff in that whole thing. And I can see why she did it, because look at the composition of the Senate. Not that the other guys there are satisfied, they are dissatisfied, but they can talk about it because the entire leadership of the Senate is Unity Party driven. She announced yesterday, upon her return from China, that she met with Zhao Li, one of the top leaders of China Communist Party. And in that conversation, she brought out the damaged portion of the House or the Senate with the intent that they should do something. Because China, we can understand the political implication. We can understand why China is spreading its tentacles all over the place. There's the political side of it, which everyone knows. China isn't doing it for nothing. Liberia isn't the only country, but Liberia is the subservient country because it has nothing of its own. It can produce nothing of its own, though it generates thousands of millions of dollars on a daily basis. It got absolutely nothing to show because all of the officials are concerned with building up their pockets and allowing the public to heal them, to bow to them and worship them instead of doing what is right by corrupting the system to the core. So she said the China agreed to do the renovation of the damaged portion. And beyond that, besides that, they will renovate some offices at the Senate. So my concern was, if China, as you announced, Madam Pro Tem, which the initiative isn't bad, but you had earlier, the legislature had earlier come out with 1.8 million United States dollars for the renovation. How come China is coming in to do the renovation? So what happened with the money that was infused or wasn't infused? But we take it that way because they made a premature announcement. The building, smoke still flowing out of the building. The president goes to the place, politicized the atmosphere, injected his personal thought, prejudiced the investigation before it could get off the ground. The police director concluded and said they take black smoke coming out of the building, meaning arson. No sooner had that come out, we heard 1.8 million to renovate the Capitol. That generated serious discussion all over the place. One school of thought argued that the place is still smoky. There's confusion in the public. There is no real understanding. How come you will just move to announce renovation when suspicion is running high that people know why and how, and the pointed finger at some of the people who were making announcements? So that school of thought said, no, let us not rush. Leave it with the investigation, seal up the place, let everybody find a place to be squatting in the meantime while the investigation goes on. The engineer, when everything is done, the engineer can come to do a determination based on the appraiser or the appraisal report from the engineers. Then you can come up with such. That's how it is done. An employee cannot determine the extent or the monetary value of a damaged place when that person has no idea whatsoever, is in school in that area. That's not his area. Instead of waiting for the engineers to bring in seasoned engineers, they announce 1.8 million. They announced 1.8 million for the renovation. Fast forward, they went ahead and started to do some minor renovation works in there. The Pro Tem now tells us that China will be renovating. That raised a concern. Yeah, it's it. We're not boasting, we're not ranting. We are in opposition, but we are citizens of this country. 1, 2, we are journalists, and not journalists that don't go beyond. We validate. We're not looking for recognition. We don't need people to praise us. We are under obligation to tell the country the truth. That's what it is. So we do not take anything just from the surface. If you, public figure, or your colleagues came out and announced a budget, within that same period, there was the hasty arrangement. We saw meetings taking place, P. McJure presiding over the budget hearings. Less than no time, they said the budget is passed. It was the same time. It was the same time they announced that 1.8 million was going to be infused in the budget. So assume that they did not infuse that money into the budget. It's questionable. Assume also they did infuse that money into the budget. It is even more questionable with the announcement coming from Senate Pro Tem. What we raised yesterday, it caught the attention of many people, opened their eyes, including a couple of journalists. They say we can go to the Capitol to cover it, we can't go this, we can't go that, because they see us as enemies as long as we are associated with George Weah. We said no problem. But we sit, we do our background investigation, we go beyond the surface, we ask the hard questions. Thankfully, it caught the attention of some of the senators and representatives, because one of my friends there raised a concern. He called me, and I should go further to say he sent me a text. After he sent a text, he called. Not knew he was, that's what motivated me. I was too excited. And say, Sam Andrews, I was going home by accident. I tuned into the radio and I heard you talking about this, talking about that. Yet you are right. Even we there, up to now, we have no real understanding. Do you know that some of those Senate representatives, they're just there? Do you know that that atmosphere is purely unity party? If you want to get your 5,000, your 3,000, your 4,005 coming your way, you shut your mouth and let the guys do what they want to do, those unity party people. He was very honest. Very honest. Very, very honest. I have the text message in the phone here. After he sent the text message, then he called. The first question he asked, oh God, damn it, unity party. However, the pro tem today, a colleague of ours got there. Apparently, he said, okay, this concern King's FM raising. Let me, since the pro tem is calling a news conference, I will ask. And I know that for a fact, because, listen, that's how we do. You go to a news conference, there's something you're suspicious about, and you don't want to waste time. You don't want to beat around the bush. So you're just there waiting to hear the conductor to say, it's now time for question and answer, and you raise your hand immediately so that you'll be the first to answer that question. This journalist did exactly that. That's what we call being aggressive in journalism. He did exactly that. He moved forward and he raised the issue. Madam Pro Tem, you talk about renovating the Capitol. Just saying, I'm just paraphrasing. And we heard a budget of somewhere around 1.8 million or so. And then there's this announcement. But the way he asked the question, he concluded for the pro tem instead of asking the question this way. Because if I was sitting there, I have an understanding. The question would be, Madam Pro Tem, you announced a day or two that China will be coming to Liberia to renovate the damaged portion. Prior to your announcement, we heard of 1.8 million United States dollars for the renovation. More to that, we've seen work going on. Did you reach a consensus with the leadership of the Senate? Was it a consensus decision that you go, or as you go into China, you solicit a renovation support? Was it by consensus? 1. 2, why didn't you, in your announcement, explain all of the details surrounding that arrangement to get China coming to renovate? That's how you ask a question as a journalist. But I can't blame him. I can't blame everybody, not the same. But he did well. He did well. Where he slipped off, he said that money, if you bringing China in to renovate the building, then that money could be used for a hospital, for this other sector. That's how it is. So the pro-tem fair relief, and she hung on that. I bet. Let the pro-tem, let Sam Andrew stand in front of the pro-tem and say they don't, if it was something that say, yeah, you can have other people can go there to ask questions, but it was restricted to legislative reporters. That would have been, and probably the press conference would have ended because she would have gotten vexed. They don't want. Here is her response to the guy. Listen to how she responded. If money was allocated for that, so what happened to that? If money, is that how you should respond as pro-tem? If money was allocated for that, listen to her.
So if the Capitol building is captured in the budget for renovation and we have a grant to do it, what does that mean?
You see, Liberian politicians, she started getting emotion. That was the first question of today's press conference. That was the first question. Now, you don't respond that way. You want to, as a public figure, you are under obligation to the public. The media people are the medium by which the rest of society will get the information. So you want to be, you want to detail, or you may not be extensive, but you will give them a fair understanding of the arrangement, not imputing emotion. This is the first question. The first question, this is her response to it. The guy asked her.
So if the Capitol building is captured in the budget for renovation and we have a grant to do it, what does that mean? So if the Capitol building is captured in the budget for renovation and we have a grant to do it, what does that mean?
Did you listen to her? You understand her, Claire? So you see, what she should have done during her announcement is what she exposed now. You see, Liberian politicians, she goes to the Senate. She's presiding. What would it have taken her to say, we sought a grant or we have a grant from China and they are coming to do this? Because she wasn't clear in her presentation or delivery, that what led me to ask those questions about the arrangement. She should have told her colleagues, because not everybody in the Senate, not all of the senators were aware of this. It was their first time hearing the announcement that China was coming. She did not give a full briefing. So she should have said in her announcement that I met with XYZ after saying that, and they are coming. This is a grant arrangement, which means they're giving you the money. It's a grant. They gave you a. They're the one coming to do the work and all the kind of stuff. It's not a loan. A grant is just say we give to you free. Free money. What would it have taken her to say that? The question came now. Then she said, well, in a budget, we got a grant for that.
So if the Capitol building is captured in the budget for renovation and we have a grant to do it, what does that mean? That means that we are saving money. We're saving money, and that money can be redirected to other institutions, like it can be redirected.
So she confirmed that indeed there was money. They announced it. So that money can be used for other things. You're trying to be honest with your people, man. You're trying to be honest with the people. You can't fake public position. Just try to be honest.
The Capitol building is captured in the budget for renovation and we have a grant to do it. What does that mean? That means that we are saving money. We're saving money, and that money can be redirected to other institutions, like it can be redirected to hospitals, to schools. So you journalists now have to say, well, how will we redirect the money that is already in the budget? Because what I'm doing.
Should the journalists ask you that? It's premature. It's premature on the part of the senator. Why will you say you, the journalist, now should be asking? No, you don't wait for the journalist to act. You move to inform. Then the journalists will disseminate and they will simplify. It is their role. They are the middle. They are between the government officials and the public. It is not for them to ask you first before you say. You gave a detailed understanding. Sorry to say, but you people are just privileged to be in that position, but it doesn't say that you people know certain procedure stuff.
You journalists now have to say, well, how it can be redirected to hospitals, to schools. So you journalists now have to say, well, how will we redirect the money that is already in the budget? Because what I'm doing is to make sure that we save some money for other important sectors. I visited to China on the women leader, a global leaders meeting for women. This meeting was held and headed by the Chinese President Xi Jinping. World leaders gather in different organizations, UN Women. I think this conference was one of the United Nations, and the UN Women in different groups were there. I had the opportunity to speak to the standing committee chair of the China legislature, and I made a request to renovate the old Capitol building, to repair the joint chamber that was burned, and to do exchange programs for legislative staff and legislators to build a stronger partnership. And I'm glad that it was accepted this morning. I met with the Treasury Affairs from the Chinese Embassy. That process has started. In my message on Tuesday, I was asked our Foreign Affairs Committee.
So, what is it? Does anybody wake up, goes out, meet people, and tell them, come to Liberia, I want you to do this? Is that how it's been done? Or there is leadership consensus with approval? Because she did not say she did it on behalf of the Senate. She presented it as a personal undertaking. I met with XYZ and I told him, and he consented. But I will call my senator to find her. Don't worry. I'll call him when I leave the show. That will take us to Sam Dane unruly conduct. Sam Dane. He is the head of the National Commission on Disabilities. Yesterday, they took to the streets protesting several corruption allegations and administrative malpractices since he took over as head of the commission. They had sought the intervention of the president. He ignored them. They got angry and they ranted on the street. Fast forward, at the close of the day, Sam Dane gave a news conference. His news conference detailed everything counter. But yeah, it's what I didn't expect of him. You don't want to be rude to your colleagues like that. Every one of you have, and everyone has deficiency. You want to be careful, even if you are angry by the conduct, you want to be very careful how you address. You don't allow this media frenzy to put you in a position that your own colleagues will feel so down. I'm talking about the way he described his colleagues after the protest. Listen to Sam Dane, how he described his colleagues.
Yesterday's demonstration at the gates of the executive mansion, led by a handful of blind street beggars, was not a protest. It was a mansion, led by a handful of blind street beggars, 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 was not a protest. It was a performance. A performance choreographed by extortionists and political opportunists, designed to smear a reputation built on service, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to disability communities. This resistance is not advocacy, it's selfishness masquerading as activism. What unfolded yesterday was not a call for accountability. It was an attempt to coerce, to extort, and to derail a paradigm shift from dependency to dignity. Yesterday's demonstration at the gates of the executive mansion, led by a handful of blind street beggars, was not a protest. It was a performance. A performance choreographed by extortionists and political opportunists, designed to smear a reputation built on service, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to disability communities. This resistance is not advocacy, it's selfishness masquerading as activism. What unfolded yesterday was not a call for accountability. It was an attempt to coerce, to extort, and to derail a paradigm shift from dependency to dignity.
Now, you don't want to tread that route as head because you are also physically challenged. What if his colleagues turn on him and start to describe him all kinds of ways? You want to be very careful. This National Commission on Disability, from time to time, it filled with wahala. Every government account, what happened? So much support can go over there because every night then they have leadership problems, protesting, people saying this, they want this person out, all kinds of things happening already. But it was just wrong by Sam Ding to describe his colleagues that were a bunch of blind beggars. He has his deficiency. That was very, very rude. Yeah, that was not right at all. All right, let's move on to the LACC. The LACC report, we're taking it little by little. In just under 2 years, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission said 6.5 million United States dollars was eaten greedily by corruption. It cannot be accounted for. That's what I mean, was eaten greedily. The government of Unity Party, in just under 2 years, 6.5 million United States dollars eaten by corruption. Meaning 6.5 million United States dollars cannot be accounted for. Oh yes? 6.5. But the president said his government, there will be no business as usual. His ministers will say, we have messed the country up. Meaning corruption was widespread in our government, according to them. And no government is 100% perfect. But every government is under obligation to tackle corruption. But when you present your government as the perfect one, and nobody expects they will hear things like this, corruption or stealing. 6.5 million United States dollars. The government cannot account for it. 6.5 million. If you think that is all, $17.9 million, according to the LACC, allegedly stolen by several government institutions, 17.9 million United States dollars. What real sound investor hearing such will want to bring their investment into Liberia? The key for investors' confidence is not exclusively the climate, security, but corruption-free atmosphere or corruption-free government. Yesterday, it was said that we are government officials, some, not all, were soliciting bribes to offer contracts. And Unity Party people took advantage as one of the weapons to use against CDC, and they used that. Today, the same thing. The United States government told us that government officials, Unity Party government officials, are requesting bribe. You must pay them before they do anything for you. They're requesting the same thousands and millions. LACC is saying that 17.9 million United States dollars allegedly stolen by several government officials since Bouaka came to power. Several government institutions allegedly stole 17.9 million United States dollars. Do your simple mathematics. Add 6.5 and 17.9. See how many dollars or millions it gave you. The government is corrupt to the core. Nobody should tell you. Unity Party officials know that there is widespread corruption, acute poverty. So they try to engage in the mind game by coming up with all kinds of strategies, turning the focus on the opposition. This is where you people have to be very critical to. Not only us. We're playing our part. 6.5 million United States dollars eaten greedily by corruption. The government can account for it. 17.9 million allegedly stolen by several government institutions, and those institutions were named. That will take me into the Senate. From the Senate back to the Senate. This time around on the appalling economic condition. The rising debt and weak financial accountability is hurting the country's economy. That is the reason why you are facing problems. In fact, all of us, not me, not say you, every one of us is feeling the pinch. Things are difficult. Things are hard. And I'm not scaring you, but the signs are clear. The Bible tells us that the way you will know the future is the signs that you see before you now. That's what it is. All these things that you see that happen in difficult times, prices are rising. You can really get things done to the extent that, can you imagine? Listen, on a United Party government, people going to Ikobo and all the making palaver with a woman. You hear them say, yeah, I rest more so. Then when the woman say, you know how much we're buying back, all right? Things are hard. It is affecting the economy and it's going to get harder. What Bouaka did to leave Gafouan and give that responsibility to the vice president, it's not working. Things are hard. And there are several reasons for that. The country debt is rising. Weak financial system in place. Weak financial accountability. They can't account for anything substantial. The government is just not holding in terms of leadership. Everything you see them doing, that is why they say, oh, the other one happened. Oh, the person there, that person there. They want your attention to get off those things. You should not ask those hard, critical questions. You should not know how the economy is running. Even though it's bad, you should see it as things getting better. Nothing getting better. The country's rising debt is eroding public confidence in the very government of Joseph Yoman Boakai. It's as simple. Public confidence means you trust the government, you're satisfied. That's what they call public confidence. But when things not happening, your life, you can't understand your life. You go to the market, things are hard. The expectation you went with to buy XYZ, the money you carry, when you ask for one item, it double the money you set aside for that item. You start feeling weak. Then you come to what they call consumer option. That is, you say, oh, the place here high. The person press high. So I leaving, going on the other side. When you go on that side too, the price is quadruple, meaning 3 times. Then you start thinking about the player or everywhere, or oral. Vexation set in. The next thing, you start complaining on the government. And you can see that all that what I mean that the factors that, well, what kind of government? Yeah, so they say they want the things you have, the country have. It means the confidence that you had is going away because the expectation is not being met. One of the reasons also, the government crediting all over. The government crediting. The information ministry people will not tell you that. It is our responsibility to go beyond and bring out the reality. It is government responsibility from a propaganda standpoint to blindfold you, to fool you, that everything is working well. But they know that things aren't working well. And it is our responsibility to tell you, no, they are lying to you. They think that you're stupid. So they tell you everything is okay when everything isn't okay. Their own rescue senator will put Liberia's debt at $2.7 billion. $2.7 billion. 57% of the country's domestic gross product. Things are, look, it will get harder. We're not projecting or we're not praying for anything bad because we are all human beings. Everybody got families. Everybody got something, some with some heart. But this is the reality. You know why sometimes you can ask yourself, oh, but why God had to allow this? It's because you refuse to learn the signs of the time. You refuse. That's how the world looks. Rescue Senator now, Amara Kone, comes out with a concern about the downward trend of unity party government, that the country is heading downward trend. The country is leaning. You see me? And you see how going? That's how the country under unity party government going. You see it? The country is falling. It's a downward trend, meaning the economy isn't improving. It's bad off, and it's getting bad off by the day. The rescue senator that was crying, sharing tears, that he performed miracle to bring Bwaga in. The rescue senator is now embarrassed. He's ashamed. He's using his economic knowledge now to confess. That's another confession. That's how I can consider it. He is saying that Liberia's debt is $1.1 billion, and it is limiting. It is limiting. It is straining. It is suppressing private sector growth, and it is straining resources. That what happening? It bad off. The rescue senator, Amara Kone, a rescue senator. But listen, why it is true that they felt that everything was going to be okay, let's take it from his economic knowledge. And he himself saying exactly what is happening, that things are just bad off. And it's going to get worse than this. Those are the pointers for today. Pro Tem Yomblikanga Lawrence somersault, Sam Dane unruly remarks, description of his colleagues, LACC report of 6.5 million United States dollars greedily eaten by corruption. Unity Party government, 17.9 million United States dollars cannot be accounted for, misused by government institutions. And Liberia, rising debt of 2.7. Liberia debt stands at 2.7 billion United States dollars. So what they are doing, they are trying to trim the situation. That is, they say the government borrowing too much. The government borrowing. When you borrow, what happened? And borrow goes with interest. And it can go with interest. Even in lending, somebody can lend you $5. The person can put $2 on it. Lending also go, not only borrowing. When you borrow, the money that they can put on it, that the interest there, they call that one borrowing rate. So it can be claiming small until it reach big. That I've been suffering the country. Remember now when Ellen came, Ellen met a huge debt. They had to fight hard to reduce it small, but they don't reduce all. We are met huge debt too. Ellen borrow. This government now that knows it all, the debt claim to 2.7 billion. They stay borrowing all over the place. So those are the pointers for the day. Let's see. Philip Nangbe says, after 6 years, these guys will strip the nation naked. Emmanuel Brough writes, yesterday, on the ground of the executive mansion, the leader of the disabled persons, Sam Dane, spoke foolishly, not as a true leader, forgetting to know that he was also a disabled person as well. Not was, he is. He's in a wheelchair. Buakai Zodwa, please ask him whether our people ask God to be in that condition. On the issue of the pro tem, Emmanuel Brough writes, Senate pro tem, Madam Yobikanga Lawrence aggressively answered the question. She actually needs to lower her speaking tempo when answering questions. Definitely. That's how most of them do. They use the skin that they are in, that skin, the power skin. Yeah. Philadelphia said, my question is how they came up with the estimate bunch of criminals, the 1.8 million. It was just a rough something. They should not have rushed with it at all. Josiva. Josiva, you Madrid man, no problem. No problem. When you win, I will congratulate you, but I see Madrid winning. I see it. When you win, we'll congratulate you. That one, I suppose, may share a football, but I see that one happening. You'll try to settle for a draw. Even a draw is a defeat for you. Because what time you be back? I be up 5 times last season. So let's get to you now. Have your say on 0772 23 99 33 0777 9803 75. Hello.
Hey, sir, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, that's Etmoka, and I'm the visually impaired. I keep in Boaka to the fire to deliver. And, these kinds of information are very much important to the Liberian people because it is good for us to be able to know there is a still hard time ahead of us. It is a fight when you move on the street of Monrovia and listen to people and see how things are going. It's going to be very, very difficult. So we need to brace ourselves for that. And the government is saying the truth. They're calling out everything. They're hearing everything for the Liberian people. They need to come up and say what is happening. And then quickly to say, you see the disabled community is a serious issue. Sending blessed. He's very much blessed that I don't want to go quarter with him. But that was an affront to the visually impaired community.
Yes.
This is why the last time I told the guys that they were never supposed to allow Sandy to have pick the deputy director for administration to make a recommendation for the appointment. Because she is representing the visually impaired community as the commission. She cannot say there and allow Sandy to call her community a Main Street beggar. No. It is a serious affront to the disability community, to the visually impaired community.
Yes.
Nobody else is super disabled.
That's true.
Sandy came as a crutches holder, from crutches holder. Now he now sitting in wheelchair. You don't know what next. So you need to be careful how you refer to his colleagues. If he continues to do this, we'll go into his closet and tell people how the disability came about. Okay? So we know the story. You need to be careful and start referring to the visually impaired community as a Mayor Street beggar. I think Madam K need to come up and let him to know that she is representing the visually impaired community on the commission. There is no need that you should be referring to her in that demeaning manner. That's an affront to the visually impaired community. Thank you.
Nice one. You couldn't have put any better, MOK. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Yeah, thank you for the show. My name is Stephen. I come from Prison Police. But Andrew, I think who spoke that I think after the election or 2024, they are stating that the coming of the Union Party is a more time that we both suffering. I know we put a beautiful image. There will be an economic conundrum, economic quagmire. Not only that, if you say that thing long before the election, not only that, the prophet also added up. Some of all the people that these people are not the people to lead this country because they are not well-meaning Nigerians. So the reason is, so why you say that? It also that you as basic, they are putting even the family of our current minister of faith as well. If they are not going to pray, that means you're not able. We talk about you. So we're not there yet. We're trying to get there. Oh, somebody, we're killing them now myself. I'm saying to myself, it's not easy. It's tough. So even by better stuff, it's not easy. So thank you for the show.
Thank you too. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Let's get to the women's line to hear from them. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Let's hear you.
This is Marcy calling from Clarota this afternoon. Let me say thank you for the show. No, Sam Adu. We fall down inside. This is what we fall down inside Sam Adu. What we told the people they need list. You point a place. Why you go to the people get point and you send money? Now you are coming back to us to tell us that you advocate for people to come and do it for us. China people can't do the bidding for us. So all the money says, where is the money now? Where is the money? Where you put the money in? You're going to be doable. You just telling that today in the house. And you said if you people can't do something for the people to benefit. Then too, look, same argument, if you say segment, you can change it. You say, oh, let's change the one woman with the other one. We're going to change the segment with the bad people and blind people in barefoot in the street. It's wrong. You can't do that. It's wrong. Not because you're not blind. You know what blind is. You know what it means to be blind. Same game. You know what it means to be blind. Same game. Are you telling people there are few bad blind people in the street? They're not going to put there it premature and this and that. Same game. Ego, I could ask God to help us. Let the children put that we're saying. Let's go happy. Let's what you say. So because black people, you know if we're going to on a daily basis, so people want to be in the street, they want to be begging. So they're going to black people, you know what I mean? If you can't see it, you're not working, you sit on one place, money helping you, you in the street same day. They're not begging, they will be begging. But I think them will be begging to send the situation to be begging. Then you describe it in a form and banner. Calling them for feel bunch of begging, feel protest. It was not right. So I think God, last segment, let you turn it around offending. Let's say get $1 is back. Or then you tell them, what are you doing back? You stop the people. Your president said a mother paper woman. For that, so you say a mother paper woman. You disability woman to in the power today. You can't look to the point and say, oh my phone, let's find the phone for that you're recording there. You insulting the people on that kind of manner. And you think you're doing the right thing in power. Well, go out tomorrow. Go ahead, continue. I'm not going here out tomorrow. And tomorrow you hear out. You think you are the word of the law. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Papa.
Good afternoon.
Manjo beat Baga Sunday. Then you say my Manjo beat me. Manjo will not beat Baga, will not beat me. I will beat my Baga on Sunday.
Okay, okay. We'll see. And tomorrow Friday, after Friday or Saturday, then Sunday can. We'll see, man. Beno. How long?
Okay, to my point, sir.
So let bed. Let bed. Let bed. Let call it bed. Eh? Let call it bed. Let call it bed. Yeah, one BU because I know power BU. One BU. What you do? Because when you beat me, I know when you beat me, I'll get you 10 hours scratch car.
But one bill,
Yeah.
one bill, I will say 500 wanted to you.
Let's hear you. You scared my dream fan.
My point. Then men are crazy brown people. They were not born at all, someone not born at all. You can't overlook. You know why life will end? You know why life will end? Now you making a kind of statement. They burn your criminal and saying that one. Look at the senator doing that kind of money. You're not even saying, see, what you want point it. All I want to say now, then now, and as the coffin and point it daily. Now today, now you're putting money together, you're ready for it, you're not finding me person, you're suffer our joining in itself, you're coming on there, then you're behaving that day, you're not thinking about citizen in the country, you're thinking you're remaining power forever, what would tell them to go? When they go and care up to war and looking at but on it now will coming back, Lord, I will pray for you. Thank you, Papa.
All right, great day. Have a nice Thursday. Where do we go? The mains line. Hello.
Andrew.
Yes, this is Sam Andrews.
Thank you so much. This is Wilson Sabato calling from Jikota Ria.
Let's hear you.
Andrew is true. This man, he blind. This man usually can see me.
No, he's not blind. He can see, but he can't walk normally.
There is a money business postponed in the country. You can't get something to say better.
Than United Party man, he campaigning for United Party. I know him. I know him.
Answer that question, say you're not blind. That man is useless man. What? You know why it tells your move eating? You can see it. That's somebody beating you. Why you carry running now? Why you carry running? What country we found ourselves in today?
But Sabato, you think they appointed a man because he's capable or he knows it all? That United Party man, I know the same thing. He knows me very well. When I was at Capital FM, he went there many times to raise the issue of union. When I went to VOL again, we have to lift him up on the stairs.
I know it. I don't know that.
That United Party man.
That man, people, down to don't come get send message so that we be me.
All right, Sabato.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. The United Party man, the man campaigning for United Party, or even though he had a lay organization, he say he was running, but he was indirectly campaigning. I know our conversation that we had, the kind of thing that he said. So it was not a surprise when I heard that he was going to that commission. So the man vexed because the people say Boaka made a presentation to him. He doesn't want to admit the truth or how it went, so that they will not see it as selling the organization or Boaka is paying supporting the organization personally, and so because he was appointed, they will hire him first to give that kind of description, which wasn't right at all.
Yesterday's demonstration at the gates of the executive mansion, led by a handful of blind street beggars, 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 led by a handful of blind street beggars.
Hello.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Andrews, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from a people corner, down Coast Spoon Hill, Western community. Mr. Andrews, firstly, I want to use your medium this afternoon to condemn Mr. Dane that this kind of, unpatriotic and undesirable statement. The way in which he described his friends is very demeaning. And in my mind, you need to come out and apologize to this community. You should know that people were not born with disability. Even if they were born with it, it is by the grace of Almighty God, and God is the one that sanctioned it. They did not deserve to be who they are. But to refer to them in manner, in my mind, you need to apologize. Or in the civilized community, you need to walk out of that position and leave it tomorrow or before tomorrow morning. And the next thing I have to do is death, the stop part of death for our country. Mr. Andrew, these guys that are in power today, when they were coming, they said they were going to run responsible government. Is this the responsible government they're talking about today? That real death part have gone to 2.7 billion? Hey, God, is this the rescue you promised the Nigerian people?
They're borrowing all over the place.
Is this a rescue? Mr. Andrew, it's not strange. Look at the number of cars you guys are driving around town. The government has come and forget about the Nigerian people. They are only living in luxury. I said, hey, it's just unfortunate. Our friends who instructed us yesterday, how are they feeling today? Nigeria debt struck is almost 3 billion. Mr. Andrews, we will continue to say it. But we always commend you people for coming to always give us the opportunity to erect the checkpoint. Because yesterday, all the advocates, they are going silent. Where is Reverend Cotton Brown? Where is the man from the civil rights activists that used to give report? I don't see Miami. Where are you people? Where are the other men from the Methodist area? Where are they today? But this is where we find ourselves. Mr. Andrew, we always thank God for your coming to enlighten us and tell us where we are today. Thank you so much for always giving us the opportunity to make our voice on national issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Andrew, the party people, very, very disrespectful. They applying on disability people. Yeah, the party people very rude. We're talking there, we hear the government will do this. Because today, any fact that for the party, you insulting your friends. Because fact that I think that you have by a ball, you can argue. You have money that devil. So today, you know the party give you fact that I think that you insulting your police. You think you are happy to be black? You know what I mean? For your baby time, you're not seeing anything. Your own child is going, you know what they find? See the people happy to be in that position. But because Joseph Walker gave you father, I think I feel you. You insulted them today. So Andrew, you know what the country going on. The government, that one of the desperate government to bring the power. For that people will see the way. Nobody can get and tell you how to be stupid. They tell you how to be stupid. If you have fire going,
okay.
It's something your friend because you get it far out in that. Thank you, Mr. Andrew.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Andrew, how are you?
Fine.
Anyway, this is Eddie Calling, man. I'm calling from forward. Hey, Andrew, less than 2 years, 6.5 million gone. 17.9 million gone. Where are we headed, my brother? Where are we headed? Is this a rescue, my brother? Next 2 years, it will reach 3 to 4 years, and what will happen, my brother? In a kind of country that we live in hardship, it's all over. Sorry, is delaying. They will never get their pay. They're all the money going. Today, you create in more road in the rural area, you say it's a big development. Jonathan Road, what I'm built, why are you telling her in a place? But we are telling you, you're telling us that the road will eat. Is that a way to run something? Andrew, it's so frustrating, my brother. Thank you for following the time, my brother.
Thank you too. Have a nice day. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Semaju.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon to the people loving for Norfolk County. Well, My name is Mohammed Donzo Fofana Jr. and I call from the GFM Freeway. Well, we told 11 people, we told them these people are incompetent people that you guys want to elect as leader of our country. But we don't blame them. We blame the people that elected these people. The 17,000 people now, all of us, we are suffering through this, trauma. They cannot say all that they are enjoying. All will suffer through this trauma on the 2029. You see what the Senate, the leader of the Senate is doing. She's so guilty in exploiting our 11 people money. She's so guilty. When the general asks, see what she answers the journalist. It's like a guiltiness that keeping that woman in that place. But 2029 is coming. We'll kick these guys out.
All right. Thank you. Hello.
Afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Yeah.
Sam, this is the voice of Sabu Rasta. I'm doing the show from Point 4, the Big Spec City in Zimbabwe. So today, now they are blind screw beggars. Today, you refer to them as blind. No, as for me, Sam Andrew, I'm not flabbergasted. I don't see good there. I'm not surprised. No, we told the people that the devil who they came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But they failed to listen, and they said they wanted the devil, and they voted for the devil. So for me, I'm not surprised they will call it more than even blind street devil. I don't know, because the people speak good. Nobody in the world you use on it. You say on it, no, say Andrew. That's why you see God said, don't be deceived. Because I go, I'm not more. Because for whatever you sow, you say Andrew, that's why you will reap. So you see them referring to them as blind street devil. They call them don't call them blind street devil. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised. I said, could play a show, man. Say, could play a show. That's what they want there.
You did well. Thank you all. Your spice up. You spice it up. I appreciate every call. Yes. You did extremely well. You did extremely well. That's good. That's good. So it's not easy. It's not easy. The government is confused. Things just not working as the plan. It's not easy. The fighting had to prove a point to the opposition. It's hard. Things are falling apart too early. They didn't expect it. You're going to see great surprises. The latter part, or we're already in the latter part, the close of this month, next year. Yes, things are just turning upside down. Things are not working for Joseph Yeman Boakai, as he has said. He made too much of a lie more from the beginning. Too many promises, like he is the only problem solver. Like, this country is complicated. This country, Liberia, is complicated. It takes God's intervention to get this country straight. No leader making big mouth, no amount of loud speeches, no matter how rhetorical you sound, you will be forced to succumb into corruption and other things. You see it? No business as usual is business as usual now. So they will always think that you're stupid, but you have to make them to know that they know that you're not stupid, and you know that they are stupid. You understand the lyrics of the song or the wordings? You're listening carefully. The song summarizes everything that is happening in Liberia under the Unity Party government. That's the picture this song is portraying. Listen carefully. He asked a question. He said, what about the slavery days? Where you find yourself? You find yourself in a slavery environment. You are being subjected. You can't do nothing of your own. You're just living for living's sake. Listen to the question. After saying they enjoy themselves, they're saying all kind of stuff, then he asked the question, what about the slavery days? What about the slavery days? That the place you find yourself in? Yeah? Unity Party people themselves complaining. Tina is a high. What a beginner can say in labyrinth and say a shit. Listen carefully, please. Hey, you know what I mean? Me putting in a political contest. It's not just a sound to dance. Me calling your attention. It's just say, listen, I'm about to say something. Yeah, open your ears wide to hear.
So they want us to think straight.
Got a message now. They want us to think. He's not saying you're stupid. He's not saying you're stupid. He's saying that's how they want you to think. And that's how politicians behave. The politicians always think that you're responsible, you are reckless, you are not educated, your five senses are upside down. And they are the ones, and that's what you see with Unity Party people. This song summarizes everything from top to bottom of Unity Party atmosphere. No Unity Party person feels comfortable listening to this music. No, they don't. What have you seen? What do you see of Unity Party people? What do you see happening? Huh? They've been celebrating and they're celebrating. For them, everything is okay. Life is good. They're not concerned about you. You heard the confession of Rescue Senator when he said, the people say, we rescue people. We are mean. That yeah. They've been celebrating and they are celebrating. They ain't get nothing to lose. They ain't get nothing absolutely. They're comfortable. They've been celebrating hard these days. They've been celebrating wild these days. Listen to the man. Hard these days. So what about the slavery? Who are they? The people, the governing. Why are you complaining? Things not happening. Things are bad. They see you as slaves. That you should fall to them and be begging them. You heard what Darren's rescue senator said? He said, either you gave 5 persons. They will stay. He said how he was cheeky and rude in his remarks. That they begging, they say, we the rescue people, we mean. He was confirming that they were celebrating the money. You saw what they did? The rescue people, with all the country money. Majority block. That yeah. They were celebrating. They were enjoying. They saw you as slaves, and they still see you as slaves. You crying, hold the country hard. They're not listening to you, but they're telling you. They're proud to say, the people say, we rescue people, we mean. Confirming that they mean. Yet, we do not have any time for you people. You can complain at your business. That our time, we enjoying life that us now. You people are stupid. You people miss the mark. We use you all to come to power. Now we enjoying. The politicians celebrate. Look at these guys. They celebrate. They're comfortable with life. They will pretend to you that, oh, the country is this, and they're doing this, they're doing that. But they have the thousands, their wives, their husbands, their children, they are all flourishing. Look at Mr. President's son. And you see the other report that came out? You see how damaging, dirty, nasty it is of this government? But they will put their mouth on other people. You see it? And you see the president's son? Yash. Yash. That's what Brennan Spear is explaining. If you are a sedition or in the opposition, I urge you to get this song and listen to it. Will open your eyes. You will know. So when you then, and 2029 coming now, you will not come with all kind of stupid things, and this enchanted that, this enchanted, all kind of things. The people, they were only looking for opportunity. Just as Satan does, they got it. They solidify themselves now and say, we'll subject you into slavery because you people are all a bunch of stupid people. That's what the Unity Party people are doing to you. Yeah? That's what the man is explaining. This is a political song. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. In a political context, they're celebrating when politicians are enjoying that the kind of laughter they gave. Yeah. See them, this even y'all pass around the Sunday area, see them. They spending the money, see them. Unity Party officials that never used to go to entertainment center comfortably when they were in opposition, the evening hour when they finish having all the press conferences, carry press releases around the gong. Today, they can move to any entertainment center, the high entertainment centers, high clubs, spending money because they're dead now. The economy isn't hard for them, it's hard for you. But you are not stupid. No. You are not stupid. But that's how they want you to think. And don't ever think that you are stupid. No, you aren't stupid. This is where you fix yourself good. They know that I know, and I know that they know. Put it this way. They know that you know, and you know that they know. So the battle line is drawn politically, electorally. That's how I can explain it one. The line here. Go back over Unity Party promises, the campaign promises. Are these not what they told you? They did not tell you that things will be easy. They did not tell you that things will be cheaper. Huh? They did not say. They said it. They said things will be easy. With the coming of Buhari, the country will experience prosperity. Things will be easy. The market will flourish. Look at the market today. Look at Red Light, look at Douala, look at Waterside, everywhere. They use the mind game. They told you that things will be easy. They tell you that things will be cheaper. Are things cheaper today? Tell them, Bernie. Tell them.
Told us things will be better.
They told us things will be better. They told us things will be easy. They told us things will be easier. The three. What happened? You're not saying any one of those. Any one of the three, you're not saying nothing. Go home with, we are returned to the presidency 2029. Under that caption, Weah has sent shockwave spines. Yeah. They say spineless, eh? And about the rescue centers, they say spineless. Okay. But send shock in their spines. They worry about George Weah. They cannot go a day without George Weah in mind. They cannot have their cabinet meeting or arranging or preparing the cabinet meeting without George Weah in mind. They can do nothing absolutely without George Weah or the name George Weah. They like George Weah. They like the name George Weah. They are pretending, and it's good that they are campaigning indirectly for George Weah. Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Under this caption, let's talk Weah's efficacy. Weah's efficacy. The word simply means impact, desired effect. It also means reaction. So if you want to put it another way, we could say Weah's effect. The Weah's effect, EFFECT, the Weah's effect. Look at the atmosphere where you are. You see the weird's effect. You sense the weird's effect. Look within the government's corridor. Everywhere, you sense the weird's effect. Weir returns to the presidency 2029. Well, nobody is helping George Weah but Boakai and his people himself and themselves. They are the ones who are helping to do this. The Weah's effect stirred up the Ministry of Information. The Weah's effect. Weah is typical of James 1:19. James 1:19 reads, "Be slow to speak, quick to hear, slow to anger." The line does not say or forbid any vexation. The line supports vexation, but legitimate, righteous vexation. The line said, slow to anger. Be quick to hear, meaning be analytical. And when you are responding, your response will go straight like current into your opponent, bone, flesh, marrow, soul, vein, skin. Who ever thought that the Ministry of Information in its rule itself or unrule itself will feel offended? Have you? The Ministry of Information, the two guys who head the Ministry of Information, Jerry Lee McPeer and his boy Daniel Sando, who ever thought that they will feel offended by the word insult and considered, or use the word as people insulting them? Or they started it. The Weird's effect is all over, affecting the Ministry of Information. They are vexed and they say we are insulted. Imagine the Ministry of Information is saying that we are insulted them, that we are insulted, that we are insulted them. So they are offended. They are vexed. For them, they said they were being descriptive when they referred to as we are having mosquito brain. Alexander Cummings is shot as dwarf, and on we can go. They said they were being descriptive. We consider that as description. So we agreed they were being descriptive, literally. Weir came out to be descriptive too, with the Weird's effect, using two words, charlatan and mountebank. I never thought that these words will have angered these people who consider themselves highly educated. And those are not insultive words. Those are descriptive words. How you consider that as insult from former President George Weah, and you people at the Ministry of Information are offended by it and saying we are insulted. But what were you doing prior to Weah description? You were being descriptively insulted, and you were enjoying it, and the people were cheering you up, not realizing that you do not have the power. Yeah, is it that place? That place. the Ministry of Information. Pierre came back today. He chaired Daniel Sando. He said Daniel Sando did well in his absence for causing all the people there. Just 2 words used by George Weah. Jeremy Pierre, his boss man, Daniel Sando, they are all offended. Daniel Sando say we are insulted. You see, a person who talks less, whenever he talks, he makes impact. The person who just go like town crier, that person is empty mentally. And that's what you see of Pierre and Daniel Sando. They are empty. Daniel Sando now, if you went at the Ministry of Information when he gave the news conference, watch his countenance. He feeling afraid. He feels now that he is insecure, or he created insecurity for himself. Who is targeting Daniel Sando and the guys at the Ministry of Information? Who has time for them? Their own. They created their own security. They created their own uneasiness. Today, Daniel Sando will come out and say the people targeting them, opposition targeting them. He said they'll use their platform and the platform of no substance because they are countering the guys from the opposition, so they are targeting them. And here is it. He is afraid. I know that for a fact because his countenance, previous presentations, he will go energetic, getting the applause of the journalists that are there. This time around, he's talking like somebody who has received a death news, bereaved. He's looking for words. His body countenance not intact. He comes to confirm that they are targeting them. No, nobody targeting Daniel Sando. Daniel Sando created his own uneasiness, his own insecurity. Listen to this man.
Some of these figures are acting solely based on political reasons. There are others who are deliberately targeting the Ministry of Information because they do believe that.
You hear it? There are others who are deliberately targeting the Ministry of Information. Who is targeting Ministry of Information? Ministry of Information created its own security, created its enemy. The only thing the Ministry of Information needs to do under the rulership of Pierre and Daniel Sando is to do a soul session and make amend, change in behavior, and conduct themselves responsibly as government officials. They created their own uneasiness. They created their own insecurity. Nobody get time for Ministry of Information. Nobody attacking Pierre. Nobody attacking Daniel Sando. Pierre and Daniel Sando created their own predators, that their own conscience hurting them, that they coming up with this shenanigan and think that we're stupid. So say, oh, the people attacking the ministry, that lie. Nobody attacking no information ministry. You created it. You people started it, and you can sustain the fight. Today you crying? Who ever thought that you will cry? You once said that you get thick skin at the Ministry of Information. That now you know that people are attacking you. When you people were attacking, you continue. You ain't reached the boiling point yet.
Others who are deliberately targeting the Ministry of Information because they do believe that we have stored the effort to disseminate this information, wrong information about the government to the public. There are others who are deliberately targeting us because they do believe that our being here is helping to consolidate. Are deliberately targeting us because they do believe that there are others who are deliberately targeting us because they do believe that there are others who are deliberately targeting us because there are others who are deliberately targeting us because there are others who are deliberately targeting us because they do believe that our being here is helping to consolidate the relationship between the government and the people. And so they have started to brand this ministry all sorts of names. Some I will not say. What I can say is that we have a duty, and that duty requires us to manage and supervise government communication. Beyond that, the responsibility is imposed on us to repel negative propaganda against the government. The public is aware that some of these people who are trying daily, that the Ministry of Information is going after them and calling out names. The public is aware of what they have said. Some of them are fasting and praying for the government to fail.
Let's pause here. He said some of the officials within the opposition people are fasting and praying for the government to fail. Here is, let's use that word, a charlatan. Daniel Sano is a pretender. Charlatan means pretender. He is a pretender. He's in disguise. He's working for the opposition. He's portraying it like he's working for Joseph Yema Boakai. No. Chief, who prays for anybody to go down? That is not a prayer. It is not a prayer. The government is a failure in just under 2 years. So how can anybody pray for the government to fail? Too low, too tiny of a deputy minister to say that. Stooping so low to reach to the point to say that people praying and fasting for the government to fail when the government is practically dead. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows. The government is not operating in secret, except you tell us that the government is a cult. Everybody's saying it. The international community is saying it. Who releasing report? The international community said there's widespread corruption. There is bribe. There is nothing, no good system in place. People not trust you. Your own officials, they're descending against you. They're telling you that you're bad off. So who prays for you to fail? You are a failure in yourself. The government is a failure in itself. I can understand Daniel Sano because you have to justify your money. You people are dead at your role. But you're playing it the wrong way. Who prays for the government to fail? The government been failing from the first day. From the first day, the government been failing.
Fasting and praying for the government to fail. The public is aware of what they have said. Some of them are fasting and praying for the government to fail. For the Liberian people to fail. So the public is aware of what they have said. Some of them are fasting and praying for the government to fail. For the Liberian people to fail.
No, not for the Liberian people to fail. Chief, you should have turned it around. Say, because the government is failing the Liberian people. You're listening to this. This is charlatanism. Yeah, listen to it.
Going after them and calling out names. The public is aware of what they have said. Some of them are fasting and praying for the government to fail.
Some of them are fasting and praying for the government to fail. Then he said for the Liberian people to fail. How is it that the Liberian people to fail? No, the Liberian people are doing nothing. They're looking up to you. To fail, you must be doing something. Here is the social contract that this man don't know, or he knows and don't want to admit. The social contract theory, the people render theirs already. You are on an obligation to fulfill your part of the bargain. The people did theirs as per the social contract theory. They voted you in. You are on an obligation. They got nothing to prove. So they are doing nothing to fail or to prove a point. You will have to do something, and that's what you're not doing. Oh, Mr. Doll, come on. The English here, listen.
Going after them and calling out names. The public is aware of what they have said. Some of them are fasting and praying for the government to fail. For the Liberian people to fail.
It's not about the Liberian people failing. How can people fast for Liberian people to fail? The government is on an obligation to improve the living condition of the people. So the government isn't doing it because the government is failing. The government lie. The government lie. The government fail. It's not. That psychology, you know how to play it, Daniel Sano. You are not being in that play for very long. So you know it. They just trunk you there when appointment is going on. Instead of taking your time to get adjusted, you don't do it. You start causing everybody all over the place. It's affecting you. Let's go on.
So we just got to make it known to people who follow the Ministry of Information. All of these from opposition figures should not be taken seriously. You may not necessarily.
All those from the opposition figure cannot be taken seriously. No, you have to take us seriously because we are serious. But we can take you serious because you're not serious. Look at you, Ministry of Information, that should be propagating the government, disseminating the government information, the policies of the government, the workings of the government. You turn it to mind and cause mind and power causing ministry. So who should take who serious? No, you take us serious because we are serious. We can take you serious because we see no seriousness in you. Seriousness means comporting oneself readily that earns the respect of the people. So the people earn our respect. They hand back the respect to us. They do not respect you because you have not conducted yourself. You have not positioned yourself as a government institution responsible to disseminate. Rather, you stoop so low, you reduce yourself to cursing all over the place. So nobody has taken you serious. Why people are not blasting the Ministry of Finance, they're not blasting Telecom, they're not blasting Central Bank, they're not saying anything against those government. Why only the Ministry of Information? Because your unruly conduct that you have to change. You people will have to change at that Ministry of Information. Your name in the Senate, your name at the House of Representatives, your name everywhere. The first time in the history of Liberia that the Ministry of Information is being branded all kinds of ways. We have people having problem with the Ministry of Information in Charles Taylor government, in Ellen's government, in Weah's government, but not at this frequency.
Agree with our choice of voice here. That's one thing to disagree with us. But it is another thing to say that the ministry is involved in the business of raining vulgarities.
Yeah, truly, that's what you are. You're in a business of raining vulgarity. Vulgarity, that's the Kui word for insult. Yeah, that's the Kui word for barbar cursing. That the Kui word, that's the civilized word, rather, that the civilized word they get for A. That's what he's using. So, but meaning you say the words, then that you say, no, my man, we expect you to use that kind of word.
The ministry is involved in the business of raining vulgarities.
And that is it. That's what you people are. You people say, nobody started insulting. You, Daniel Sano, you made Pia that we respected along the way. You turn Pia into, sorry to say, but you turn Pia into a thing that nobody respect Pia again. The way you went at that Ministry of Information, the way Pia went, the Pia said, oh, the Ministry of Information will not be this. The Ministry of Information will be refined. The Ministry of Information will be the ministry that will call a spade a spade. When Boaga blunder, they will say it. When government minister blunder, they will say it. When the government makes progress, they will say it. When Boaga makes the advancement, they will say it. That's what you said. And I maintain, from the very first day they appointed you, Pia, I said that you are never going to make any good of a minister at the Ministry of Information because you were going to be too ballistic. The same way you people were on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Yeah, you're proving to me that truly what I said. Sure. Should you allow Daniel Sano alongside you to be doing all these things?
Insult on people who disagree with God. We have never done that.
Oh? He said they have never rained insults on people. They have never rained insults on government officials. Okay, let's take it that way. Let's take it for discussion's sake. You have not rained insult, you're being descriptive. So why you have problem now? Why you're having problem with the other people's description? So let's continue to be describing. That's democracy. Let's continue to be describing. So nobody insulting. Let's continue to describe. You describe our man, we will describe your man. And that description versus description.
Any vulgarities, insult on people who disagree with the government. We have never done that. There are some who believe.
Yeah, but this guy is a pathological liar. What kind of man is so? This guy is heartless, man. What do you mean that they have never rained vulgarity on government or people in the opposition? Listen to the man. No reason why they refer to them as charlatans, pretenders. Pretenders is a diabolical person, direct representation of the devil.
Any vulgarities, insult on people who disagree with the government. We have never done that.
You hear him? He said, we have never done that. Check. No reason why that place is cursed. Because these are things that bring curse. Something that you're doing, everybody knows. What led people to be reacting, condemning you, calling you to attention, so much so that I went into the Senate. You say you have not done it. If you have not done it, why the public will descend against the Ministry of Information? Why the public will not descend against any ministry of government? Only the Ministry of Information, if you have not done it. Or let's take it another way. You're doing nothing. You're doing your job normally. You're not raining insults. You're not being descriptive. The public just wake up and start saying all manner of things against you. What's the sense there? You have to do something to elicit response. If you're doing nothing, nobody will respond. Nobody started causing the Ministry of Information, but you people started causing opposition people. And everybody, your record, right, all over the place, Daniel Sando, are just doing it because, Chief, we insult.
Any vulgarities, insult.
Why will you lie that you people have never rained vulgarity? All the ones that you say, hey, God. But I want to talk something there, man. Yeah. You say you university, you left a university. How you be saying that kind of thing, a minister? An educated person say you have never, as if the people you're talking to, they are stupid people. I can see what Bernie Spear, and you're understanding that, you understand Bernie Spear position? They want us to think stupid. You're doing it. You rain insult. You are very unruly by your description. Then you say you have not done it. At the Ministry of Information, you have not rained insults on people. You should be up. That's abnormality. That's mental deficiency.
Any vulgarities, insult on people who disagree with the government. We have never done that.
We have never done that.
There are some who believe, who have dedicated unto themselves the responsibility that everything that happened here in Liberia, they will take a bypass and blow it up.
Yes. That's true. And we'll do it. Well, I don't know about the other people, but I have made my position clear. We are in opposition. It is not our responsibility to take positive thing and run with it. Unity Party in opposition, they never saw anything good from George Weah. They never. They use, is it Nathaniel? He said, what good can come of Nazareth? Unity Party anthem, nothing good Weah was doing. Daniel Sando, you and Jeremiah Pia was in America. You were sitting down here, you were hungry, you were going to power, how they call it, you used to spend your whole day in Power FM, and not Power Prime FM, where you met Vesely. Things are rough. You people were saying all kinds of things. You were supporting. Oh, Chief, we know each other, man. We beg you. I won't get emotional to start saying some things. You calm down. You calm down. We get each other far. You sat here. You people said 24/7. And you will not lie to anybody because I, Sam Andrews, I saw Ellen's regime, I saw we have regime, I saw everything that you did. There was nothing that you guys ever admitted that said this one here is good. Everything, even when I saw George Weah paving, they said, oh, George Weah did nothing. That was the anthem all over the place. Weah did nothing. Nothing Weah did. We are there. Some people kind of say, hey, boy, you say the man ain't doing nothing, but look at it all. They say, oh, Weah did nothing. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing. Maybe that AB then, that AB Israel then will be talking about positive thing, but me, Sam Andrews, no. My responsibility is to look for the negatives and push it out. It is not my responsibility sitting in an opposition community to look for the positive. Go all around the world. All around the world. I know that for a fact. All around the world, even go on the internet and ask for opposition radio position. You will see what they will tell you. It is not our responsibility. Does government radio station promote the opposition? Do they look for the positive things of we are? No, they wait for the negatives and they run with the negatives. What Punch FM does, Punch FM look for the negative things from the opposition, their bloggers and all those people. What do they do? What do? They look for the negative and they push it out. Why? Because they want the attention to go on the opposition negatively so that the opposition would not have that vibrancy. It is our responsibility to look for the negative. I don't look for the positive about government. Come on, Chief. If you know it, that's why you are not a communicator. Yesterday, you people were never ever praising we are. Not a single thing that you people praise we are of. I was here the 6 years. I saw it. Everything. You people said no. We are did nothing, so much so that you're left from here. You went America. You developed a lobbying team against we are, that investors should not come to the country. And that is why you people were preaching all over the place. Oh, investors not coming to the country. He said he does. Investor not coming to the country. Look at the country. All kinds of things because you people had people on that side lobbying against we are. Oh, we are never had lobbies. We are not today. We are not today. Nothing happening. Look at the country. Then you expect that people praise Boakai? Come on, Chief, you should be mad to say that. That everything negative about the country, they want to say, who responsible? It is your responsibility to tell the government story. It is not our responsibility in the opposition to tell government story. It doesn't make sense. It is not our responsibility to tell government story. It is our responsibility to look for the bits and pieces negatively of the government and send it out so that the government will feel, so that the government will get out. And that's what you people were doing yesterday. When Unity Party was in opposition, you people all over, you people are looking for the negatives. Only the negatives you people were reporting everywhere. And you expect that people should praise you today? You should be mad.
For Liberia, they will take a bad path and blow it up.
Yes, just how you people were taking, you people were taking the bad part of George Weah government and blowing it off everywhere. God said, do unto others as you have them do unto you. That's the golden rule. And that's how he describes it, as the golden rule. Do it. If you did it to the person will do it to you. And when the person do it to you, don't cry. Then, what's the next thing he cried on? That platform. He came to opposition platform. Say, opposition platform are strong because they're doing this, they're diluting the message, so they are vexed. Then he mentioned snow. He didn't want to be extensive about snow. He got scared. So, when you talk about the platform, let's go there.
Their own platform, the substance of their own platform is being diluted.
You hear it? Their own platform, the substance of their own platform is being diluted. Our platforms, he referring to opposition platforms. What led him to mention the opposition platform? Because they are feeling the weight. They're feeling the pressure, the consistency and persistency. If the platform was not of significance, if it was making no impact, you will not carry anything that is not making impact to you. You don't bother about it. No. The opposition platform, all of the opposition radios, making great impact, the pressure, keeping it up, consistent, persistent. That will prick him. So he comes thinking that he's psychologically sound. They say the platform. Daniel Sana, you picking.
Their own platform, the substance of their own platform is being diluted by the proactive nature of the Ministry of Information.
How the Ministry of Information is proactive and diluting our platform? What is it that the Ministry of Information is doing? What kind of information dissemination? Strong enough that the people can believe that the opposition radio stations not. Every day you go at the Ministry of Information is because what the opposition radios are putting out. And thanks be to God that we are in the age of technology. We're not in the monolithic age again. We're not in the manual age. Right now, everybody listening to me all around the world, the same way you sit at the Ministry of Information and those online media institutions take you around the world. So the whole world knows what is happening in Liberia. They listen to us as well as they listen to you. Our platforms are strong, viable, effective. Then that thing or they call Ministry of Information. You already feel who wants to listen to you. You already feel. You call those people over there to talk so that you'll get money from them. We know it. That's all you call this other minister, this other person, and say, issue a press statement, coming to address the Ministry of Information. At the end of the day, they make a deposit. Then you'll share the money. Corruption there too. But wait, I heard that they buy labor practice at that Ministry of Information. But just we're digging behind it. We get it.
Their own platform, the substance of their own platform is being diluted by the proactive nature of the Ministry of Information.
How the Ministry of Information is proactive. You know what proactivism is? If you are proactive, you'll be proactive on Boaka progress by telling the people what Boaka is showing, but nothing you got to show. Yeah, the 10 million villa. You can't say anything about it. You know that it is a known fact. Who brought the information in our government, in our opposition people? The opposition radio stations are proactive. Daniel Sano, you are a literate person. You know what proactivism means, but I can understand the position you're in. You aren't proactive. You said in the Ministry of Information, you're just putting together, you go talk. You're not getting around. You're not doing anything. You just sit down, you call this minister and say, Mr. Minister, we want you to come and explain your ministry activities. You have from 12 to 12:30 or 12:45. The Honorable Deputy Minister, we want you to come and explain it. That's all you're doing. You're not investigating. You're not investigating. The information walking to you just as we have in news. They say the news walk to you. Meaning, it comes straight to you. They come to you. You don't go for A. You don't do any investigation. It walk to you. That's what you people are. You're not proactive. Proactivism means going beyond the present, being aggressive, being very curious to know XYZ and collect the information. Why you're getting versed with us? And because we're going, then let's go home with this one. Yeah, the main one. Oh, George Weah. Yeah, George Weah returns to the presidency 2029. Here is this man who has been insulting area. So they think in here, yeah, let me say it the elaborate way. So they think in hell, here go. So people who can curse, they don't let people to curse them back. Go, yeah. Daniel Sando admitted, you coming here from a mall. He said, Joe, we are curse. That cursing there? You call that one cursing? I see why. I think I can go with having wizard description of tabula rasa. I think these guys, they have tabula rasa. You know what tabula rasa is? It is an Italian word for empty. Empty. That's what it means. Empty. When you have brain, but nothing there, nothing inside. You just move by sentiment. That's what tabula rasa is. You see the children? And I told you the last time, you don't beat on child. You don't do anything. Just try to pet them. Because they are. What do you see there? Those children, tabula rasa, meaning the mind is empty. Nothing there. They move by feelings, by sentiment. Their mental is not full grown. That's why you don't beat on a child. You don't yell at a child. You use that time to be nurturing. So at certain point in time now, when the child is full grown means you're reaching maturity. The child now can discern that at that point now, they are gradually coming out of tabula rasa to having an understanding to discern the difference between this and that. So in a political context, we can say descriptively, you guys, that's what is it? Complete tabula rasa. Empty. I get you say, you're listening to the bell. Every person will go already into time. Yeah, you're just listening to the man. The man say, Judge, we are cursed. You're listening carefully. I'm not interrupting this because I'm already out of time.
We have followed statements attributed to former President Weah, referring to members of the government as charlatans and motivators, while also accusing the administration of President Joseph Boakai of evil and constant disregard and abuse of the rule of law. As a ministry that speaks for the government of Liberia, we continue to insist on a vigorous policy-focused debate, which must be conducted with honesty and sincerity. It is unfortunate that the former president, who mounted the podium at an event that was supposed to be a groundbreaking ceremony for their political party, began to revert to personal insults and name calling.
I said I was not, but I had to pause it. So you hear personal insult. Insult. He said we are insulted. Personal insult. Multi-ban and charlatan. That's what he considered insult. Yeah, come in, my man. That's what he considered insult. Multi-bank and charlatan. Listen, these guys are really tabula rasa. They got tabula rasa, rather. They're not, but they got tabula rasa mind. The man defined what charlatan is and what multi-bank is. Then he went in his literature to put it in the two contexts, denotative and connotative. Then he said it means one who pretends, the person who said this and pretend on that. So how is that now an insult when you already explain what it is, a person who pretends? So how? George, we are simply say, George, we are saying we pretend. So how is that an insult? So all that you people have been telling George, we are, they're not insult? Hey, God, they think you're here, oh, but I see you, man. Yeah, DJ Diallo already here, I see you. They think you're here, but I see what they somebody who can steal. They left for to steal for them. Who can kill? They left. I see you. I see you. We catch them. We got. I see you, yeah. I see you. 8 o'clock. The doctor himself is in. The only teacher of the line. The line. Anthony Allah everywhere will face the issues. I see you.